Alright, so boom, XXXTentacion, or as y'all like to call him, the Tupac of this generation. Yeah, that's right. Some of y'all already know will comment saying, like, who is out here calling X the Tupac of this generation? Like, people call him that very often, just as much as they call him a legend, because of how influential he is on the youth. That's where the comparison comes from. Or, well, according to Corrupt in his Adam 22 interview, people who didn't personally know Tupac can't say that X was the Tupac of this generation. This man Corrupt talking about how you gonna say XXX is similar to Cuz and you didn't even know Cuz.
Just really being like,
did you know Tupac?
No, of course not.
So therefore, how you gonna say Cuz is like Pac? You don't even know Cuz.
I'm talking about the relationship that I think the fans
You talking
had
about
to him.
exactly, Cuz. You don't even know Cuz. Don't say somebody's like somebody you don't know.
That logic is so stupid. Like, I don't have to personally know Quarry Banks to say his song LA Ain't the Same is fire.
Wish the shit was really Hollywood and full of fibs. I just wish I had you back, but back to broken ribs. I just wanna turn around and see you with my kids. But this a different life I found, and it's just what it is. Cause I was wrong, you left me alone. Then you ruined me. My favorite city, LA ain't same no more.
Y'all gotta show Quarry Banks some love, man. Follow him on his Twitter, Instagram, and check out his SoundCloud for more music from him. But now it's time to see if any of these X songs y'all recommended was better than that LA Ain't the Same song. And just to remind y'all, if a song is not in this video, it's solely for two reasons. I already know the song, or I just simply didn't choose it because it's only 10 tracks in the video. But before getting into the recommendations that y'all gave me, the first track I chose to listen to for myself is the song Ecstasy featuring Noah Cyrus.
All you came for, but do you want more?
Now, I purposely chose a track from this album because I always see this album being trashed, along with Skins. Ever since both of these projects have come out, all I hear about is them being awful. So I wanted to hear at least one song from it. One of the first things I learned was that almost the entirety of this song is not Noah Cyrus's own lyrics. So the song Ecstasy samples the song Overdone by producer XXYYXX, and then the song Overdone is just XXYYXX putting a beat over an acapella song called Shut Her Down by the singer Anika. Most of the lyrics that Noah's singing in this track are just the original lyrics from Anika's song Shut Her Down. So I can kind of get why this can be looked at as a not really collab between these two. The track itself is one of X's poetic tracks about the person he loves feeling like a drug to him, i.e. ecstasy. And no matter how much he's hurt by that person or how much that person makes him hurt himself, he goes back to him anyway because that's the only person that he can find some type of love from. I'm already sure that this man had tons of songs like this with this subject matter, and just going off of this first song, I already understand why so many teenagers was listening to him saying that they can relate to him, because he can create that depressed vibe very easily. Now, I don't know if this is the way X usually sounds on records, but judging from Ecstasy, X's portion doesn't sound like a song. It legitimately sounds like someone took a spoken word, like poem or something that he performed elsewhere, and threw it onto a beat.
Your mind, of course, what kind of sorcery is this? Dark night in the night eclipse.
There is absolutely no rhythm or any flow to either of X's two verses. That part that I just played is how his entire portion sounds. The pianos on the beat, or like the high frequency sounds, nothing hits at the same time at the end of his lines. He legit speaks like, I thought I lost my mind with the past depression, with the picture painting, with the heart embracing. From the south side, I stood out in the archive for the black price, suitcase and black tie. How profound. I find it funny. X's portion of this song makes it hard to believe that this was anything he was working on, and I feel like someone else threw this together. But that's actually not the case. There was an original version of this song without Noah Cyrus that X had way back in 2014, but he got rid of the original version, so this is all we have. Even though she wasn't singing anything original on her end, Noah's part still sounded really good. I was getting Skylar Grey vibes listening to this.
Easy is overdone, overdone.
With that being said, I enjoyed this song solely for Noah Cyrus's performance. The production matched perfectly with her voice, and after listening to the other two samples, the one by XXYYXX and the one by Anika, I like those two as well. But hearing X just kind of ramble over this beat does not work for me. We about to hopefully turn up in this next entry though, because the next song is called Young Brats, and it was recommended by @KingCulture21 on Instagram. So this is where that "Try me, my fight is fuck on sight" line comes from. Let me tell y'all, I get this song and "Sippin' Tea in Your Hood" confused with each other all the time. I know that song is the one that has the "Boy, I'm sipping tea in your hood, what the fuck is up, you buttercup?" But for some reason, I thought this opening line was part of that song too. When I added this song to the list, I was like, oh, alright, Young Brat, so let me check this out. As soon as the song started, I was like, oh, okay, now I know. The name of the song is called Young Brats, gotcha. Before X even started rapping, the bass was hitting so well that I was bopping my head the whole time. My neck started to hurt because I was bopping my head for so long and this boy wasn't saying anything. The first line of this song doesn't get spoken until 32 seconds in. That whole first 32 seconds is just the beat playing with X in the back like, yeah, whoa, yeah, okay. So I was like, damn, like come on. But this is the ultimate headbanging, beating nigga ass mosh pit type of song. That feel you get when listening to this, you just want to do something illegal and not care about the consequences at that moment. And with that being said, this song isn't really about anything. All he does is talk about how he'll beat someone's ass, and when he's not doing that, he's mentioning smashing some broad. She suck dick with no tooth, my nose runny like a chew. With that pussy, I got coins, might insert right in her groin. It's like jelly, ayy, dick right in her belly, yeah. So this track ain't really about nothing. It's just something you're supposed to put on to enter that crazy rage type feeling you get when listening to gritty riot music like this. I did also assume that entire part of "Try me, my fight" was the hook, but that's actually the first verse of this song. It would have worked better as a hook because he could have said that multiple times throughout this track and it would have made this song bang for even longer. The song itself is already incredibly short. It's only 1 minute and 40 seconds, but it's 1 minute and 40 seconds of straight head busting fun, so that's all that matters. Oh snap, looking at the title of this next song is already making me think this is about to be the same type of energy that Young Brats was on. But let's see. Recommended on Twitter by @JustSomeCityFan is the song Riot.
Seen a nigga hung with a gold chain. I'd rather sing about the same things that we claim.
Boy, was I wrong. This song was not in the type of vibe as Young Brats at all. I really only thought that from the title. The first thing I noticed about this song was the runtime. Like just how I said the last song was about 1 minute and 40 seconds, Riot is only 1 minute and 20 seconds. So geez, already it feels like X wasn't the type to make full songs. Like he be going in the booth for 1 minute, then he out. But Riot was 1 minute and 20 seconds of straight up heat. This is already the first lyrical track that I've ever listened to by him. Another lyrical track that he has that I've always heard people mention but I've never fully listened to it is Slipknot.
Lost in the pessimistic state of perception, it's been hard to participate in natural instances and
if Slipknot is anything like Riot, then oh yeah, I'm on that. This song sees X speaking on the main thing that happens whenever there's police brutality amongst blacks, and that's riots happening, hence the name of the song. In the track, X specifically calls out his fellow African Americans that are doing the rioting, and he pretty much explains to them, like, look y'all, I understand y'all are angry. The people that have careers where they swear that they will protect and serve us are ironically the same people that we can't trust at all because they're the ones taking us out. I get that, but y'all look like a bunch of damn cowards and ignorant fools by going up into these stores, destroying them and taking everything. Now the reason that X feels this way is because he thinks that the people doing the rioting are so angry that they're not thinking about how their actions are going to just create a domino effect and create even more problems. Y'all going to destroy all these businesses and whatnot. Now the owner of the business got issues to worry about. The employees that work there are probably out of a job, and it's all because you were angry and you decided to go steal some shit. Look at all the stores you reckon, nigga, I reckon. Think about the people who own it for about a second. I know you got your problems, but brother, they got theirs. This is not a game. Quit violence and grow a pair. X is not even the first person to say something like this. I'm sure you guys have heard this in your own circles or even on social media somewhere. Some of the people that are looting don't even be frustrated at anything. They just see a free opportunity to steal, so they take advantage of it. Man, I already know X probably would have made another song about this had he been here in 2020. With the George Floyd incident and all the riots that happened then, oof, we for sure would have gotten probably even deeper and more emotional song than this. I would be surprised if one of the 7 songs remaining in this video is better than Riot because this one set the bar really high. I like Riot a lot. This beat is just so soothing. X's flow is really great on here. Man, I don't see nothing topping Riot, but we're gonna have to see because I already see this being a top 5 X song. But the next song recommended on YouTube by Elizabeth White is I Don't Want to Do This Anymore.
You don't wanna wait on me. I'm about to catch my flight, so you don't gotta wait on me.
Wow, another incredibly short song. This is only a minute and a half. I'm about to just stop sounding surprised that these songs be so short. But bro, this track really sounds like R&B Tentacion, man. Dude was singing on here. This vibe is incredible. The chorus and the verse actually have a different sound to each other. On the chorus, he sings how he should have let his woman know that she was the only one that he cared about. And although he initially wondered how is this girl single, considering how special she is, he says how he knows that he's the only one that she wants because of how much she's been thinking about him. I should have let you know that you're my only one. I know you're feeling numb. You till you said I don't understand how you don't got a man. You want me in your bed cause I've been in your head. The thing with this chorus though is that his vocals are very low. Like it sounded like he recorded this like he was sitting in the corner of the booth instead of being right next to the microphone. Like he's standing in the corner instead and he's whispering. When it comes to the verse itself, he switches to singing about letting his girl know that she doesn't have to stay up all night waiting for him to come home because he's about to catch a flight. Knowing the GOAT X, he was probably going to perform a show to get a bag, and y'all know X. But then on a darker note, he sings at the end that instead of producing self-love to make himself happy, he'll rather get love from others since he doesn't usually know how it feels to be loved by other people.
I don't wanna love myself. I'm praying that y'all love me.
I don't want to do this anymore, although I'm not sure why the name of the song is titled this way. I thought it was going to be a song about X wanting to cut himself out the game or something, but it ended up being a love song. So although I don't get the title, this is the best singer performance I've heard from him so far. Easy. Now with me earlier saying that I'm already assuming that Riot is a top 5 X song, the next track is something that almost every person that recommended it said without a doubt is a top 5 X song, telling me that it was impossible for me to not include this song in the video. So, recommended on YouTube by Easy Dubs is the song Infinity 888 featuring Joey Badass.
Murder these flows like I murder these hoe ass niggas. What the fuck is your energy, bro?
Wow, the song that y'all was hyping up the absolute most is the first song that I didn't like. But see, unlike some hating ass people in the world, I am never the type of person to tell you that I don't like a song and then not explain to you why I don't like it. So for those of you that are already like, what, of all songs you don't rock with Infinity 888? Hold on, listen. One of the reasons I don't vibe to this song, and this may be why I never cared for Joey Badass in general, the style he has is that 90s lyrical like boom bap production style. And I don't even want to sound like one of those teenager rap fans that only care about getting lit and all that. But this style can be boring as fuck sometimes. Lyrical boom bap songs are literally hit or miss. You can either hear it and go, ooh, like this song crazy, like they rapping some real shit on here, or you can sit there and yawn every few seconds like, man, like this song is not entertaining at all. Infinity 888 falls in that latter category for me. I'm sorry, ladies and gents, but I said it. This is a really boring song to me, and I blame the production for that because lyrically, Joey and X has some heat in here. Joey rapped about rappers who think they're untouchable just because they finally got some popularity, him being raised from Brooklyn, which birthed some of the hardest rappers to ever exist like Biggie and Jay-Z, and he mentions how he was able to make a name for himself and came up without ever having to create a character out of himself or to be pushed by a label. He made it just off pure raw talent. Look, I could do this shit with no effort, no pressure, no gimmick shit, no radio records, just textbook rhyme style with the raw texture, punchlines, right hooks, now that's a trifecta. So Joey went off here for sure. For X's portion, this is another part of the song that I didn't like, but I know why he did it. The very first line in X's verse is him saying, murder these flows like I murdered these hoe ass niggas, what the f is your energy, bro? And after that, he flexes how versatile he is with his rap style. To show his versatility and to call back to the first line of his verse, he speeds up his flow in the middle of it when he goes,
Traveling through the infinity, you know that nigga pretend to be, all that bullshit do not get to me, I am spirit and entity,
Because I was already not rocking with the song like that, I don't mind faster flows at all, but this felt like more of resorting to a mumble rap style, where he just says a bunch of stuff and ends it with, That's why I couldn't care less for this flow switch. Traveling through the infinity, you not the nigga pretend to be, Like, I didn't like that part. He really made up for it at the end of his verse because he explains that the reason he's killing the game more than other up-and-coming rappers is because all of them are generic and sound similar, while X himself raps about real pain and emotions. and that's why his fan base shows him so much love, which is incredibly true. The number one reason you will forever hear people describe why they like X so much is because they feel emotionally attached to him when listening to his music. It feels like you're listening to a close friend who goes through the same pain and struggles that you do. So this is what I mean. Lyrically, this song is badass, like no pun intended. It's just the middle of X's verse I didn't like, and this slow ass production doesn't evoke a reaction out of me. So I would put this song in the not for me tier if I was ranking X's music. It's definitely better than a song like Young Brats because that song wasn't really about anything. It's just mindless turn up. But Infinity 888, I would have loved this song if the beat was more enjoyable. I'm sure that X can recover from that though, because that's the only song that I didn't like so far, and it's still a dope song. I just didn't like the beat. The next track is recommended by @RexChapo on Twitter, and it's called Vice City.
If death is what it seems, why is it so vividly portrayed within my dreams?
The first thing I found out about this song is that this is the only remaining song from X's very first mixtape on SoundCloud. Apparently his first mixtape was called XXX Unmastered, and the full tape was on SoundCloud, but as time went on, X deleted dang near the whole tape from there, with the only remaining song being this one, Vice City. Now, Vice City is one of the tracks where he straightforwardly says he doesn't believe in happiness. The very first line from him is, "I seem depressed, always being bothered, never less." And after his verses are completed, he punches in during the chorus to say, "I'd rather die than be alive in this life." These two statements that I pointed out is what shapes the meaning of the track. What really helps the song is the sample though. It comes from a song called Sing to the Moon from Laura Mvula, and what Laura is singing perfectly matches the feel to the song. There are parts where they reverse Laura's vocals of her saying, "Hey there you," when the lights go out and you're on your own. But even when they play her vocals normally, she still says something hard hitting. "Hey there you, looking for a brighter season, need to lay your burden down. Hey there you, drowning in a helpless feeling, buried under deeper ground." Now, of course, someone who's depressed is always feeling hopeless and looking for a brighter way in life and looking for happiness. But in X's case, he's already mentioned numerous times that he believes that happiness is just a facade for people to temporarily enjoy their time on earth. Because at the end, you only receive slumber when at heaven's gates. Which ties back into him saying he'll rather die than to live the life he has. I can't even lie to y'all, this is one of the tougher songs to listen to, simply because I'm someone that doesn't even like to think about the aspect of death. So listening to this man's music, like I wasn't even that skeptical on it because the other songs haven't been anything too crazy. But Vice City was the first song that had me like, damn, like X really was a dark kid. He was not enjoying his time here. And knowing that he's no longer alive, unfortunately, sounds like something that X wanted. Vice City was fire and I do like it. I just hope this next song doesn't make me feel as down as Vice City did. But at the same time, this is X we're talking about here, so I won't be surprised by anything. The next track, recommended on Twitter by @_whatwhoisDNA, is the song Hope. I thought I was about to hate this song just based off his voice. Okay, she keep crying every single night. Day and night on my mind, please don't kill the vibe. As soon as I heard that, I was like, oh no, like hell no. Fortunately, he didn't end up singing like this for the rest of the song, so I don't hate it, but I don't fully like the song either. And it's not really because of the singing. Let me tell y'all why I don't like this song. I feel that Hope is emotionally displaced in some parts of the song. The track is dedicated to the victims of the Stoneman Douglas high school shooting that happened on Valentine's Day 2018 in Parkland, Florida, where 17 people tragically lost their lives, 14 of them being high school students. X even posted on his Instagram story that he had a cousin that went to a middle school in that same area, so that's why the event messed with him even more. X says at the very beginning, "Rest in peace to all the kids that lost their lives in the Parkland shooting. This song is dedicated to you." Now here's my issue. The actual song itself is your typical X song about depression and anger, saying that he be inside his own head too much, thinking dark thoughts, and that he may even start a riot with how angry he's been at the world. That's a tiny bit hypocritical, but alright. Swear I wanna die, when you cross my mind, said I wanna die, no I'm not alright, I might start a riot, I'm so f***ing tired. On the bridge, he switches to a more sympathetic tone and sings that he wishes for a better world for everyone away from these evil people. So outside my misery, I think I'll find a way of envisioning a better life for the rest of us, the rest of us. There's hope for the rest of us, the rest of us. The part I don't like is the first set of lyrics. And the reason why is If this song is dedicated to the victims of that unfortunate event, why are you singing about how much you don't want to be alive anymore and how depressed you are? I don't think that really fits here. Now, hear me out. This is what I mean. I get why X is saying it. He's saying that the shooting has made him realize even more that the world is a terrible place and that he doesn't want to be here. I get it. But I feel for a song where you're quote unquote dedicating it to the victims who lost their lives, this isn't the place for you to be singing, I don't want to be alive, yeah, I just want to die, yeah, I just want to die, yeah. Him saying that in this song specifically makes me feel that Hope was a song that he had in the archives already. Like, it was one of his usual I'm upset, I'm depressed songs. But once the school shooting happened, he said, oh, you know what? I can mention that in the song and say it's dedicated to them. So my main point is, I feel like this song would be 100% exactly the same had that unfortunate school event not happened. I truthfully don't think that this song was made for them. I think this was one of his usual sad songs that he was already planning on making anyway. So that line about the song being dedicated to the victims, I don't think he went into making this song with this being a dedication to anybody. But since that event did happen, it gave him a reason to put that line in there. I know that my opinion on this song will probably be wildly controversial, but I seriously don't see how this is supposed to be a dedication song to someone who lost their life and you're sitting here singing, I don't want to be alive, yeah, I just want to die. Like, no, this is seriously not the right time for you to be singing about how much you hate your life. And even though I just mentioned it, I'm gonna say it again because I truthfully feel this way. I truthfully don't think that this was a dedication song to those people like he said it is. I think this was one of his typical XXXTentacion, I'm depressed, I don't want to be here anymore songs, and he just threw that line in there. Hope was easily my least favorite song so far. Like, I know that gonna sound crazy to some of y'all, but this was actually my least favorite song. Hopefully this next track is a dub though to make me forget that one. Recommended on YouTube by Mixo is the song I Don't Let Go.
Sometimes I don't let go. I shine and shine, not a hit fall.
Ah, we finally got a track from the Skins album. Just like Bad Vibes Forever that I mentioned during the very first song, Ecstasy, I be seeing people flame this album, saying that Skins was unfinished and that this was just thrown together to milk his legacy. So I Don't Let Go is my very first experience with this album, and I take back what I said about Hope being my least favorite song already. I do not fuck with I Don't Let Go at all. I actually can't believe y'all do enjoy this one. I don't even know what the title of this song is supposed to mean. Please help me understand what it is. On the hook, X primarily talks about shining on his haters and they're only hating cause they some hoes. But the way he delivers this is so whack to me. I shine, now the hate froze. Niggas mad cause they your hoes. Watch it from the outside. Like I said, I don't see how y'all enjoy this. The verses don't help this song at all. I think both verses are weak. The first one, he just talks about how his status and his sauce makes your girl attracted to him, but he don't want your girl because he already got a bitch. Sauce is, I'm verified and I'm on your thotty mind, but I don't want it because I got a wife playing with the kitty through the day and night. The part literally right after this part is the one that makes me cringe the hardest throughout this entire song. Like, what the heck is this, man? Playing with the mind with the beat, oh I sure they want to swallow with the beat, oh I. Like, this is whack. This is whack. He doesn't make up for it in the second verse. The second verse, he just talks about him and his girl smoking and how she actually wants some crack and not his dick. But the way this man raps it's not even the slightest bit entertaining. As y'all can tell, this is like the worst song I've heard by him. I'm about to fire this nigga up. There is no way that you guys can hear that and like the other pieces of the song that I've played so far and consider this fire. If y'all do, I'm not hearing what y'all hearing. Y'all comment on every X song in the universe and saying, oh my god, R.I.P. to X, long live X. Man, I know y'all not saying that for this song. This would go straight in the rack tier if I was ranking his music. I didn't enjoy this in the slightest. After listening to Hope, I really thought the next song was gonna cheer me up, but I ended up hearing something that was way worse. We got 2 more tracks in the video to go, so whew. It's impossible for something to be worse than I Don't Let Go, but we gonna see. Recommended on Instagram by @JavaMusic01 is the song The Remedy for a Broken Heart.
Steady tryna maintain same things that'll blow a bitch my frame. My brain can't fathom what the hate say.
Alright, perfect. That's one of the remaining songs that's not ass like I Don't Let Go, and a nice song at that. This track sees X simply asking why is he so in love. Even though X is someone who always talks about not finding happiness in life, He does also talk about love and says how a significant other can make anyone who is going through some shit in life make you feel safe, and they can make you feel that everything is okay. At the same time, there is always the possibility of heartbreak. The same person that you put all of your trust, your emotions, and told all your secrets to can, in a snap, start going off on you, telling all of your flaws like in your face, tell you that they don't want to be with you anymore, like cheat on you, just damn near anything to tear you down. Now, even though he doesn't explicitly say her name, it can easily be assumed that this song is about his ex-girlfriend Geneva. This song was after all of the abuse allegations she put against him had came out. Ex's fans were on his side because Geneva didn't have any real proof that he ever hit her, while the ex haters, they weren't trying to hear anything about X being a good guy. They were all like, no, he be hitting women, he need to go to jail. At the end of the only verse in this song, X says, I heard Shorty still in love through the grapevine, heard Shorty still in love through the grapevine, referring to the fact that even though him and Geneva have been broken up for some time now, by the time the song came out, he still hears that she wants to be with him, even after all the abuse drama. The rest of the song is really just a ballad. The Remedy of a Broken Heart is one of those tracks where it's mostly X singing the same lines over and over, like saying, why am I so in love? Or she said, I'm falling for you. So if you're a huge fan of him singing his heart out about like heartbreak and love and whatnot, this track would be perfect for you. With that being said, I will put this song in the dreaded I wouldn't turn it on, but I wouldn't turn it off category. I don't have any big issues with the song. It's just not something I see myself listening to. Hearing that yeah, I wouldn't come back to this song. It was cool. I just wouldn't play it. I'm just glad that I finally came across something decent after those last two duds. Alrighty, we are at the final song. Man, I want this track to be something crazy. Give me something like Riot that's gonna make me go, X is fired. I hope this last song does the trick. Recommended on Instagram by @Kiran.versus.the.world. It's the freestyle Up Like an Insomniac.
Bitch on your up, bitch on your up, bitch on your up, bitch on your up, bitch on your up.
And nope, this was not a good way to end this video. Not at all. Now, considering this isn't a real song, I can't really critique it like one because X made sure that he drilled in the listeners' heads that this is just a freestyle. He just went in the booth and was just randomly saying stuff. At the end of the track, he legit says, hey, this was a fucking freestyle, just to let y'all fuck niggas know. Thank you very much, this whole thing was a freestyle, you can ask my engineer. But even for a freestyle, this song is a bunch of nothing. The first person I'm blaming is, oh my god, Ronnie, who produced this pots and pans ass beat. Now, I know people don't usually label X a mumble rapper, but the way he was rapping on here, yeah, that's pretty much what this was. Now, obviously, I don't mean mumble as in you can't hear what he's saying. I'm talking about like, because it's a freestyle, it's really just a bunch of random lines and ad-libs thrown together. After this pots and pans beat, I was really waiting for X to start rapping, and he didn't help it at all.
Just like a gnome, I'm at your home, right on your yard, shoes like a yard, dick in your bra, her pussy sticky, messing like blicky, bon appetiti.
I'm sorry, but all these lines, especially those last two, this is what I'm talking about. Hearing whack lines like this over this cheap ass production is not enjoyable to me. However, there is one part of this song that I will admit was cold, and it was the second half of the second verse. The first half of the second verse was completely scream rap, but it wasn't hitting like Young Rats was.
Just might get you fit, fuck.
Trust me when I say the last thing I want to imagine when listening to any song is someone getting fisted. Like, come on, X, really? But he sped his flow up at the end of his second verse, and that was the only fire part of the song to me. This is how the remainder of the verse pretty much sounds, and this is the only part that makes me go like, all right, like, this was cool. Even though you can still hear the cookware instrumentation in the back. Man, I was hoping this video ended on a dub, but not at all. Like, Up Like an Insomniac, oh no, y'all can keep that. Y'all can definitely keep that. That's a no. Even though it was a freestyle, I should have asked his engineer, but whatever. So the question of, am I sleeping on XXXTentacion? Man, during the first half of this video and the first few songs, I really thought that this was going to be a yes. I thought it would be. But as you guys have heard, these songs fell off hard during the second half. I disliked the last 5 songs, so I'm gonna have to say I'm sleeping on him a little bit. Tracks like Riot, where he's rapping something important and has bars, that's what I want. And even some of his ignorant, mindless turn-up songs can go crazy.
Try me, my fine fist, fuck all sight, wrist, heavy, fat.
Man, I will forever like that shit. That's hard. But sometimes them ignorant songs do not work like in the slightest. Up Like an Insomniac, no, y'all can keep that. I Don't Let Go, like, hell no. That's easily the worst song I've heard from this man. That was booty. And then he got some like okay songs, like Remedy for a Broken Heart and Hope. The songs that I didn't mess with are probably the ones that y'all would be like, bro, you wildin', that song go crazy. The only song I'm gonna give y'all where I kind of agree with that is Infinity 888. Cause I already said I just didn't like the beat to that one. But yeah, man, like, X got some tracks that go crazy, whether it be the love tracks or the ignorant tracks. But at the same time, he got a good number of songs where his singing does not do it for me. Or that that is still trash to me. So any track where he's doing that will most likely miss. I even like R&B Tentacion. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. That song was lovely. But for every type of song he has that's completely fire, he has another type of song where he tried to do the same thing and it completely sucks to me. So a lot of these songs I don't think I was missing out on at all, but I am glad that I took the time to listen to some of his tracks. Rest in peace to X, man.
Outro.